Alright, so I usually don't really make too many videos to do with 10-day contracts, but I thought, considering this one I feel like is a pretty interesting move for the Cleveland Cavaliers, I figured, you know what, let's actually just talk about it because this player could legitimately be on the Cavaliers for a lot longer than I think some people are, of course, talking about, and that actually happens to be Moses Brown, now being on the Cleveland Cavaliers, signing a 10-day contract with them. I think this is a very, very good move for the Cavaliers. People forget that this guy nearly averaged a double-double on Oklahoma. Like, in his 21 minutes per game that he played for Oklahoma's, I know, terrible last team when they didn't have SGA. In the 2020 to 2021 season, I think SGA went down with an injury, but he averaged 8.6 points per game, 9 rebounds on 1 block per game. I've actually spoken to a friend who is a very big, die-hard Oklahoma fan, and he basically put it in kind of simple terms on what Cleveland will be getting. Again, this guy has watched a lot of OKC games. I don't know how he does it, but he has. Shout out to him. But he said Moses Brown is the type of guy that's going to come into this Cavaliers team. He will add great interior defense, really good rebounder for the team as well. He's a pretty athletic and quick dude for someone who's 7'2". Although he said you won't really be able to trust him necessarily offensively. The reason he actually averaged all of those points was because, again, they didn't have SGA. They legitimately had no one to score on that Oklahoma team, and those points, if they were on pretty much again a regular team, a normal team, would definitely not be as high as what they were on Oklahoma. Again, last season, or this season rather, did actually spend some time on Dallas, so only averaging 7 minutes per game, again 3 points, 2.5 rebounds. Not exactly the greatest numbers. I mean, just didn't get any minutes. He had a little time on Portland before he got to Oklahoma. But we got to remember, this dude is only 22 years of age. He has still got time to move and actually be a whole lot better. And if I'm being completely honest, what better team to do that on than the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he doesn't need to necessarily do a whole lot offensively, because he is, again, 7'2", and the Cavaliers genuinely like their height and their depth and their big man. And now that Jarrett Allen's injured, he might actually get some interesting minutes off the bench. They really don't want to play Ed Davis. Ed Davis is not the dude that they want to play. He doesn't really fit into their team. They only have him because he's a great leader and has helped out so much that they're not going to get rid of him. But they're looking for a dude right now to, I think, average about 15 minutes or so as their backup center. Because realistically, since I think Jarrett Allen has gone down, Evan Mobley's had to play like 35 minutes as the starting center, which is crazy shift from playing pretty much, I think, he probably played about 20 minutes as the power forward and then 14 minutes as the backup center when Allen used to play. And again, the minutes that he hasn't been the backup center, Ed Davis has played about 10 of them as well off the bench. And then I think Kevin Love's played about like 4 or so. You know, just kind of like that. Here's room now for, I think, Evan Mobley to go back to maybe not playing 35 minutes per game at center, but maybe play like 28 minutes per game at that, I think, starting center position. Have some more minutes at power forward. Maybe even share the floor with Moses Brown. Moses Brown now possibly could come in and play 20 minutes per game or so off the bench, like as the backup center. Again, I guess if Mobley's playing, 28 minutes, then yeah, there's legitimately 20 minutes right there to be played at the backup center. I think he'll probably play like 15 minutes per game because they're probably going to want to give Ed Davis at least 5 minutes to start off with. And then, hey, maybe Moses Brown will move into that 20 minutes per game if he is doing well. I expect this to be a very long 10-day contract. And what I mean by this is I think he'll get signed to the 10-day deal, hopefully will impress and play well, then get signed to another 10-day deal, and then another 10-day deal after that. And then, realistically, in a month, the season will nearly be over. And if we have another injury or something like that, I don't know what the rules are, but the NBA just might allow him to play as like a fill-in on an injured player, especially if Karis LeVert isn't back. Again, at the time of making this video, he's not. I don't even know when he's coming back. He could be back, But, like, the dude has had so many injuries now where it's just like, I don't even know what's going on with him. And how much he will play with us for the rest of the year, really. He's just so injury prone. Especially in a little bit of time at Indiana. They thought they could get his body right in Cleveland. Hasn't been able to do it yet. A lot of interesting stuff going on there. And again, Allen's out for, like, I think 4 weeks. So, like, yeah, this could be a pretty big stretch for Moses Brown to play some quality minutes at that center position. And if he does well, we won't have to rush Jarrett Allen back. And if he does really well, he could legitimately even start soon. Like, might even get a couple starting games in, especially if they move Mobley back to that 4 position and market him back to the 3. But again, I'm not too sure. I think they trust Dean Wade starting at that 3 and then marking it at the 4 and then Mobley at the 5. I think they do like that. But yeah, Jarrett, when we look at Moses Brown, he needs to do well. This is his last opportunity in the NBA, I think, to get big minutes, because he has legitimately found the perfect team that loves big men like him. Like, the tallest team in the NBA, really, that has their main center injured. Here's a possibility to already guarantee 15 minutes per game. Could work his way up to 20, do this and that. He needs to prove himself, because if he doesn't prove himself with this team and this minutes and this opportunity, then, wow, I don't know how many teams are going to give him the second chance that, or the 5th chance, really, after this. So, he's got a lot to prove. I don't know, maybe Oklahoma bring him back after this. I don't know why they didn't try and sign him again. He actually did pretty well for them. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all those NBA content and NBA news. Don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/long channel. Check out my podcast as well if you haven't already, which I will all be linking in the description down below. But as I was saying, comment your thoughts and opinions. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.